Welcome back. It's still Breakfast Daily on City TV. Thank you so much for staying with us. And as I mentioned earlier, our discovery of the week is Emmanuel Amwa, also known as Clock. He's the CEO of Clockwork. He's going to tell us all about the brand. And he has a documentary out called 1312. Make the Clock Work. So after this conversation, you would want to tune into their YouTube channel and watch the entire documentary. If you have a child at home who's currently being bullied, if you're an adult yourself trying to navigate yourself around the world and get rid of all those demons in your mind, his story would inspire you to know that whatever negative things people throw your way, you still have control. And we all have one form of disability or the other, right? It's what we do with what we have that will determine who we become in the end, not what people tell us, not what society tells us that we cannot do. I'm so inspired by his story and his journey. And if you have any questions for him, let us know. The hashtag is Breakfast Daily. And the WhatsApp line is 0550-585832. If you're watching us from outside Ghana, use the country code +233. And if you're on Twitter, please tweet at me at Jifa Ekow Clock. Good morning.
Good morning.
So should I call you Clock or Emmanuel? Which one are you more comfortable with? Clock is fine.
I call Emmanuel and I'll respond, so.
Awesome. Yeah. For those who may not know your story, can you tell us a bit about yourself?
So my name is Clock, Ekow, and I am CEO of Clockwork brand. Basically, I'm a very passionate human being who does not stop. I am married with a beautiful daughter.
Wow. How old is she?
She is 6 months.
Aww. So you're a brand new dad.
Yep. And yeah, I mean, that's basically me.
Wow. Now, what was life like as a child?
It'll be easier if I was understood then, when I was trying to explain it. But as a child, I won't be able to explain it very well.
Yeah.
Now I'll have the right words to put in, and I still don't want to say it because I felt someone should have listened to me. Growing up it looked like it was easy because I was playful.
Yeah.
You know, I was all around the place and all that. And everybody looked like they loved me. But it wasn't easy because what I really wanted, I wasn't getting.
Which was?
The kind of exposure that I wanted, the kind of fit in that I wanted, I wasn't getting. So it wasn't easy at all. And I wouldn't want to say I had the worst childhood on earth, but I wanted to be the happy kid the way I wanted to be, and I didn't get it that way. So yeah, growing up was hard.
Tell us a bit about the documentary, because we are in a place where people usually don't share their stories, right? A lot of us don't like to be vulnerable. What made you decide that I'm going to do this and I'm going to pour it all out and tell my story?
So it wasn't easy for me to accept myself. I remember I fought myself a lot. I cried a lot, you know, asking God why. I mean, it could have been just some inches more, and then I'll be fine. And I remember some of the teasing were like, "Nyankopon clay sign." So to be able to accept it and tell it out was hard. But I realized that the only way out is acceptance. Once I don't accept who I am, I can't tell who I want to be. I can't go through the path I want to go through to get to the point where I want to be. So if I'm going to accept who I am and appreciate it and love me for me, then I should be able to be proud and say who I am to anybody. And I felt my story is something that is mostly hidden. You know, people are going through stuff like that in their families, in their school and all that, and they can't tell it out loud because they feel they'll be teased more if they say it out, like you're soft or something. And I felt it would be a good opportunity to educate people, kids in school, in tertiary, everywhere, that the things you say to people, you think is normal, you know, but it's really ruining them, and they can't say it out loud. Because when they say it, they'll be tagged some way. I have always wanted to be a point of motivation, because sometimes myself I bust my brain. Yeah, I do some things be like, wow, Paco. And I feel every time people see me and be like, Charlie, I really like the way you did, you push hard and all that. I'd be like, that's who I want to be. Even if I don't tell you that you can do it, I want you to see me so you say I can do it. And if I'm going to do that, I have to start telling my story, because it starts from my story. I'm motivated by my story. I got a good advice because I looked at my documentary from the viewer's audience point of view, and I realized this is actually telling something good to the people. And I mean, that's because of what I want to be, that's why I was able to. And when I got approached by Max Voy, she's a wonderful person. So like, this is a good person to handle my story the way I want my story to go out. So.
Speaking of your story, we have a little clip of the documentary that I want to show our viewers, and then we'll continue the conversation.
When it was Paco's turn, they said, "99 na kakakra." My goodness. I wept in the kitchen like a baby that has been smacked.
The kids in the area, when playing, at a point in time, the attention goes to him because of his leg.
He asked me once, I asked him twice, and the third time he'd be like, compare wheelchair between him. It was tough. It was so tough. I didn't like it. I was the 13th player of a 12-man squad. You need to be the number 13 every 12-man squad.
See somebody who is not of a very large stature, and also with his physical terms, it strikes you immediately.
The name Clock changed from the guy who limps and plays to the guy who plays.
Some of the players thought that he wasn't strong enough, so maybe they'll try to go easy on him, you know. But you do that at your own risk.
That's 1312. Continue it for me.
Make the clock work.
Make the clock work. I mean, how did you feel when you first watched it?
So first of all, I wasn't allowed to watch the documentary.
What?
Yes. That when it was being, done, I begged and begged and begged. Bless Max Voy, God is looking at you. They sacked me out of the room the whole time. And I think it was a good thing. The first time I watched it, I knew what I said, so I had to watch other people, because my mom said things that I didn't know, and that was weird, because I thought I knew how exactly my mom felt about me, but I realized she showed me what she wanted me to see, and that woman is strong. For going through all that and still thinking about it now and getting emotional and teary, I think she went through a lot. And that thing she said in the documentary, I'd be like, I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. And I watched it from as I said, the audience point of view, and I was able to take advice from myself. I talked to myself. And I felt good about it, that finally I've been able to get the platform where I can tell the world that everything is possible as long as you give your mind to it. And that was a good thing for me.
So there are different things I want us to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about are parents of children who are bullies.
Okay.
Right. What you want to tell them about the kinds of things their children say that they may not even understand is impacting someone. Adults who say certain things about people who are suffering from mental disability, physical disability, emotional disability, without thinking anything of it, and how the person at the receiving end might be taking all of this and also imbibing it within themselves. And how do we get to a point where, as a society, we're a bit more emotionally intelligent about the diverse people that we have in this country?
So, first of all, parents. It's hard. I wouldn't say it's easy. I mean, talking from experience, I grew up mostly with my big sister and her husband. And they didn't think of how possible it is that society could put me in that situation. So anyhow I tried to explain it, it's not like I was point blank about it. But anyhow I tried to explain, I felt they were not getting me, and they were like, everything will be fine, everything will be fine, it's kids' life, and blah, blah, blah. Parents should be very vigilant, because even if the kid has no disability, the slightest mistake or things they do in school will give peers opportunity to tease them. And I mean, teasing is normal. You know, when you're in high school, junior high school, and they give you a name, when you fight the name goes far. When you accept the name, they don't like that you accepted the name, so they give you another name. And it makes school fun. Teasing makes school fun. To be very honest, I mean, we are boys and we're hanging out, we're teasing. But if you're teasing somebody per how they look like, it makes the person question a lot of things. You know, why I came out this way, and then the person starts isolating themselves and all that. Society can be cruel when it comes to things like that. They really, should I say, don't care, because it's not really giving them, your emotions is not giving them any benefits. Mm-hmm. They are just doing what's going to make them happy, and that's a bit messed up. Yeah. So it's hard for me to give advice to society about this. I mean, this is life.
But let's also talk about the turning point, because there are people who see themselves as victims their whole life, and then there's this moment where they decide that I'm no longer going to be a victim. I'm going to own this story, and I'm going to write the person I'm going to become in spite of all of this.
It starts from them. I always tell anybody I have the opportunity to talk to that. You can't ask somebody to believe in you when you don't believe in yourself. It's very, very hard to believe in yourself, especially when you know the light at the end of the tunnel is very far. But if you don't accept who you are, if you don't believe that who you are is the best you can be and the best God gave you, you can't go to the next step. So first of all, you need to accept who you are and consider yourself the best version of yourself.
How did you turn being the 13th man on a 12-man team into such a beautiful story and tie it into the brand that you have now that we're all going to go out and patronize?
As I said, it starts from you. I feel that I don't know how that started, but I am internally motivated. I tell myself I want to do this, and I don't want, sometimes I'm scared to say I want to do something, because I know as soon as I say it, I will want to do it. Yeah. So when I want to do something, I do it regardless. And I like it when there's obstacles. I like it when something is stopping me. Then I'll be like, okay, then I'm doing a good thing. Mm-hmm. That's me, and that's how I am. Not everybody's like that. But people should be able to have somebody to talk to. Find somebody, it's hard to find somebody like that, but find somebody that really listens. Having a listening ear is one of the best things that could happen to anybody, because sometimes you feel things are bothering you and you're keeping it yourself. You will break down if you don't have somebody to listen to you. Mm-hmm. But find somebody and believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, that thing will break you. Believe in yourself.
Let's talk about the Clockwork brand.
Yes, please.
Is that what you're wearing today?
Yeah, that's my. I mean,
can you get up so we appreciate what you have on? Paco is going to take his hoodie. Time and show the viewers. Yeah. So this is your hoodie.
Yeah, this is my hoodie. This is not this.
Yeah, but it's still wow.
This is Clockwork brand.
I mean, the detail.
Yeah.
What made you decide that? Okay, I'm going to take everything, my passion for fashion, arts, basketball, sports, and turn it into a clothing line?
So now, so the documentary is going to tell you how I got the name Clock.
Yes.
And I needed to make, I don't want to be the normal person.
You're not the normal person.
Exactly.
You're extraordinary,
Exactly.
Honey.
I didn't want to be the normal person. Now, so if I don't want to be the normal person, I can't finish school and find a job and go and sit. No offense.
No offense to me. You can sit down now.
I can't finish school, find a job, and
be another regular Joe.
Exactly, and wake up 8 o'clock. I need to do something. I need to make a change, be an agent of motivation. That's what I want to be. And I don't know how the thoughts came in mind, but I realized if I'm able to combine everything that I have and make it me as a brand, it's going to push myself.
Yeah.
And it won't be easy, but I mean, nothing good comes cheap. So
Totally.
it was one step at a time, and here I am.
We don't have enough time to do justice to his story, but it's a Friday, and I hope that you and your family would gather around tonight. If you have kids at home, if you have a teenager who's being a little bit rebellious and is hurting but doesn't know how to tell you what he or she's going through, once you hear his story, it will be the icebreaker for the family. You can begin to ask what's happening. I think as a society, we don't listen enough, and that's the thing I learned from the documentary. So please tell us where we can access it, because everyone needs to watch it.
Okay, so the documentary is on YouTube. The channel, Take It to the Max. Take It to the Max. Once you go there, the first video over there is the documentary. So you can find it there, and please, please, please watch it.
And then your brand, because I mean, as I was watching, I'm like, if the 10, 12-year-old version of me had your hoodie to put on, it would just represent something like, if Clock can get through this, if he can turn this very negative situation to something positive, then I can also find a silver lining in this and become whoever it is that I want to be. And to me, that's what your brand signifies.
Exactly. I do that. I put a card in every thing I send out that I appreciate your patronage, but make this be a mark that everything you do is possible, provided you put your mind to it.
Where do we get your stuff? Because we all need to own at least one product.
I'm mostly on Instagram.
Okay.
Clockwork brand, clock_work_brand. That's where you find all of my stuff. And
What's the future of Clockwork like? Because I can't wait to see like the NBA guys wearing your brand. We're going to the Olympics and people are wearing it.
That's great to think about it that way. The future for Clockwork brand, honestly, I'm not sure I can. I know that I want to go big. I don't do small stuff. I don't like doing things, you know. I'm the all in or nothing kind of guy. And that's my slogan, all in or nothing. It's either I'm doing or I'm not. So I want to go very, very far with the brand. I want to not just be a basketball brand, but be a sports brand. Because, I mean, I stand for sports. I've done basically everything in Ghana that Ghana stands for as sports. So I know that in 10 years' time, I'll look back and say, yo, I'm glad I didn't give up on Clockwork. I know it's going to be big.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Share your social media handles with us again.
Personally, I'm Clock Ekow.
Okay.
Clock Ekow, Clock_Ekow, and then the brand is Clock_work_brand.
And the documentary?
The documentary, YouTube, Take It to the Max channel.
And then 1312
is the documentary. 1312, Make the Clock Work.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you at home for staying. I mean, he is the embodiment of what it means to not allow society to define you, not allow anything to stop you from going ahead to achieve your dreams. We all have our own personal battles. We all have things that are inhibiting us from going after that thing. And once you watch the documentary, you'll begin to understand that at any point in your life, you still get to decide if you're going to allow people control who you become, or if you're going to take control over your destiny and make something magical to inspire the rest. And he's doing so much more, giving back to community, training young people. I mean, it's amazing. So I hope you'll watch the documentary and will be inspired by it and buy at least one thing from Clockwork brand to help your child who's also probably going through something, and you yourself feel more inspired to go after everything that you want. Don't go